fillies maiden. Azazat, even money for Dermot Weld from Boogie Woogie at 7-2. Peter O'Hare calling him home.
Off and racing in this 1.25 mile fillies maiden in the early stages. Boogie Woogie and Flairfest close up. Savethelast Dance improving in pink. Azazat is close on the outside, and also in that leading group is All Time Great as they settle down. All Time Great with up on the outside Savethelast Dance. Close on the inner and third is Flairfest ahead of Boogie Woogie. Star Galaxy next. Azazat is towards the outside in green and red, followed by Fancy Gloves. Point to Prove has Night Blue on her inside, and at the back of the field is NYRA as they head on towards the 7 furlong point. Savethelast Dance, Wayne Lordan on the outside, leads by less than a length. Flairfest, Luke McAteer on the outside is All Time Great Seamus Heffernan alongside stable companion Boogie Woogie and Ryan Moore. In 5th position, Star Galaxy, Dylan Brown McMonigal, followed by Fancy Gloves, Rory Cleary, Azazat, Chris Hayes, a couple of lengths then to on the inside, Night Blue, Shane Foley, alongside the red and yellow colours of Point to Prove and Sean Bird. And about 2.5 lengths adrift at the back of the field, and Nora, Robbie Colgan as they head on, nearing the 5 furlong point and the end of the back straight. Savethelast Dance leads now by over 2 lengths. From on the inside, Boogie Woogie sharing second spot with Flairfest, and they're followed by Star Galaxy. All Time Great nudged along. Behind them is Azazat towards the outside, with Fancy Gloves as they pass the half-mile pole and make the swing that'll bring them across towards the straight. Savethelast Dance in the pink colours leads by 2 lengths. Disputing second spot, Boogie Woogie on the inside of Flairfest, and they're tracked by Star Galaxy. All Time Great is pushed along, making ground around the outside is Azazat as they near the turn in. Savethelast Dance out in front, chased by Boogie Woogie. Flairfest around the outside, Azazat. Star Galaxy trying to make headway behind them. All Time Great is weak and Night Blue stays on, but with over 1.5 furlongs to race. Savethelast Dance still out in front, chased by Boogie Woogie. Azazat with the nose bend on the outside. Star Galaxy behind them in 4th. Inside the final furlong, Savethelast Dance still leads. Azazat and Boogie Woogie both staying on. Star Galaxy back in 4th, but with 50 yards to race. Savethelast Dance and Wayne Lordan in front will win the opener from stable companion Boogie Woogie second. Azazat third, Star Galaxy was 4th.
Save the Last Dance wins Daughter of Galileo at 20-1. It's an improvement on her debut effort. Wayne Lordan, Aidan O'Brien from Boogie Woogie second, 7-2, and Azazat back in third, even money favourite. No doubt the winner was suited by how the race was run. A nice ride from Wayne Lordan on that rail as well. And those in behind, notably Azazat, just couldn't really pick up. She was probably a bit rusty on this occasion. She did keep on, so did the second, but Save the Last Dance was out in front and saw it out well.
Joined now by Wayne Lordan, who won the first race today here in great style on the Galileo filly, Save the Last Dance. Wayne, well done. Good performance.
Thanks. She's a lovely big filly. I rode her on Thurles last year, and Thurles can be a bit tight, and she's quite big. She didn't really handle a track great, so she's improved obviously over the winter. She stays well, and a track like this, big galloping track, she stays extremely well.
She did indeed, and once you got to the front, she looked very comfortable, ears pricked for you all the way.
Yeah, she was enjoying it. She got into a nice rhythm. She had big action, and when I started to go forward, because I thought something might quicken by me, so I started going forward early, but she hit the line good.
What's the ground like? It was quite holding here Sunday. It looked to be hard ground to make up ground again there.
It's soft and it's tacky. It feels actually a little bit worse than what it did here the other day. Probably it hasn't rained maybe last night or what have you, but and it's a bit tighter, but it's just she got through it. And
this race won by above the curve. NYRA was one in the past. How good is this one?
I think this is a lovely staying filly, so only time will tell.
And on that, how good is the Prairie in race 2?
Has a chance. He ran well in Killarney. He's a horse that'll stay well. I think he'll go on the ground as well. So then again, he's a horse going to stay well. Hopefully, if I can jump good and ride him forward, he'll keep going, hopefully.
And in a mile maiden later on, Canute has got the blinkers on. I think he rode him on debut at Kerr last year.
Yeah, rolls around underneath you a little bit, and he did the first day as well. So I think the blinkers have improved him. He'll handle the ground, so we'll see what happens.
Well done, good start today.
Thank you.
The Black Tiger, 11-4, and easy to back for the next from the Prairie, and 4-1 shot. Harsh.